die, but having the help of their government.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here and you're trying to make me say that somehow we're going to put non-citizens over Americans. Quit it. Stop it. This is the kind of journalism we don't need.
No, I'm just
you're
asking
divisive.
questions.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no, that's
you're being
what...
divisive. No, please. You don't need to ask that question.
Want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Why this beat so cold?
We will make America proud again. And you try to kill we will make America wealthy again. And yes, together, we will make America great again.
Put it down. Look at this swamp creature right here. Look at this swamp creature.
Do Democrats want to prioritize the health care of illegal aliens over a government shutdown? Because if the government does shut down, American
Excuse
employees are going
me,
to be furloughed.
stop it right there. We're not prioritizing. What we're doing is saying simply we want to keep the government open and we want to work with the Republicans and have a bipartisan agreement to keep this government open, and health care is at the top of our agenda.
But aren't Democrats demanding?
We need handcuffs and term limits and put this swamp creature's wig in handcuffs. I think they ought to take her wig off and put it in handcuffs too. Yeah. The Green Goblin, the swamp creature. This lady's a disgrace.
Health care for illegal aliens?
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but having the help of their government.
Somebody put in handcuffs. What a disgrace. Ooh, don't you get like them weird chills down your back looking at this lady? This swamp creature. Ooh. Ooh. She like that grandma that don't let you be a kid. She take all your Jolly Ranchers from you. You just want to suck on your Jolly Ranchers and enjoy the rest of your night. Grandma come in there and take all them Jolly Ranchers out the bowl and put it in her drawer and then hit you upside the head and say, go to sleep, boy. That's the vibes Miss Maxine gives me. Like that mean, rude, nasty grandma. Gonna sit up here and lie. Democrats ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. But Trump has broke the Democrat Party. You know? And what's crazy is we've been exposing what a lot of these Democrats, these politicians were saying not long ago. And how they said things, I mean, word for word of what Trump has been saying. But now all of a sudden, he's the threat to democracy. He's the dictator. Hitler. We're fascists, Nazis, racist. You know, we're destroying America now. But y'all sounded just like him not long ago.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here and you're trying to make me.
The truth hurts. See the way she responds? You see the body language? She knows she's defeated. They don't want to hear the truth as always. And this is the over emotional response. She's in her feelings. She is breaking. This is good.
Say that somehow we're going to put non-citizens over Americans. Quit it. Stop it. This is the kind of journalism we don't need.
No, I'm just
you're
asking
divisive.
questions.
No, you're not.
Truth.
Yeah, no,
You're being divisive. No, please.
I'm
You don't need to ask that question. You're just trying to get controversy here. You're not going to get it from me. We want to save health care for all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Swamp creature. You're not gonna get it from me. Y'all care so much about illegals. And spit on the American people. Spit on we the people. You know, you just can't make this up, man. But says breaking, the White House has officially declared an imminent government shutdown after the Senate failed to pass a spending bill to keep federal agencies funded. You know, you just can't make this up. And Trump says, hey, a lot of good can come from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want.
What you're doing. Thank you very much, Linda. Okay, any questions, please?
Mr. President, as we inch closer to a government shutdown this morning, you said you might do a lot of layoffs. If DOGE is already reducing the federal workforce, why is it necessary to link more federal jobs cut to a shutdown?
Well, the Democrats want to shut it down, so when you shut it down, you have to do layoffs. So we'd be laying off a lot of people that are going to be very affected, and the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats. As you know, this country, no country can afford to pay for illegal immigration, health care for everybody that comes into the country, and that's what they're insisting. And obviously, I have an obligation to not accept that. That would affect everybody. You know, when I see what we're doing with AI and all the plants that are opening up in the country, $17 trillion is coming. And if you compare that to Biden, Biden had, in 4 years, less than $1 trillion. We have 17 trillion, more than that. I think it's going to be much more than that, David.
We actually have a president.
By the end of this year, I think it's going to be far over that. It's a record. It's already a record in 8 months. It's a record by a lot. And so we're doing well as a country, so the last thing we want to do is shut it down. But a lot of good can come down from shutdowns. We can get rid of a lot of things that we didn't want, and they'd be Democrat things, but they want open borders. They want men playing in women's sports. They want transgender.
No common
sense. They never stop. They don't learn. We won an election in a landslide. They just don't learn. So we have no choice. I have to do that for the country. Yes.
We actually have a president. Yes, indeed. I want to get into this breaking. Congressman Ralph Norman files to abolish paychecks for members of Congress during a government shutdown. No payback either. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It is going down right now. And President Trump just posted this photo as government shutdown is how many hours from now. Trump posts Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in the Oval Office with a Trump 2028 hat sitting on the desk. Oh man, you just can't make it up. Is this AI or is that real? Is it like this took place? Because wasn't Hakeem wearing this yesterday when they met? This might be a real picture, but we know the AI can create this. That's what's crazy about the AI, y'all. The AI is so dangerous, ain't it? The AI is something else. The AI can literally create a picture that looks just like this. So please, where's my fact checkers and debunkers on this photo right here that Trump just posted? You know, this looks like a legit photo. You know, let me know in the comment section. Oh boy, but breaking, the resolution to keep the government open has failed. Democrats chose criminal aliens over American citizens every time. Schumer shut down.
Threshold having an A's or 45. The 60-vote threshold having not been achieved, the bill upon reconsideration is not passed. An A's or
boy, oh boy, oh boy. You just can't make this up, man. You just can't make this up.
Could depend in large part on my first source tonight, the Republican Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson.
The hell with CNN, but let's do it.
And thank you so much for being here. Mr. Speaker, do you believe the government's going to shut down in 3 hours from now?
I think it is inevitable now. It's a very reckless decision that Chuck Schumer has made. The Democrats have taken the last vote. Within the last few hours, they voted it down once again. And so there's no other option. Now, it's important to note what they're doing here. They're throwing a fit. They're making partisan arguments. The House did its job. We sent to the Senate a clean CR. What that means, it's a very short stopgap funding measure. so that the appropriators in Congress in both parties can continue their work of doing the appropriations bills, 12 separate bills. We've made a lot of progress in that. We just need a little more time because tonight is the end of the fiscal year. Chuck Schumer has refused to give the extra time. Why? Because we won't agree to restore health care to illegal aliens. Because we won't agree to give $500 million back to the Corporation for Public Broadcasting. He wants to cut the big fund of $50 billion that we set aside to support and prop up rural hospitals in America, because we won't agree to those partisan demands. And $1.5 trillion in new spending on a 7-week stopgap funding measure, he's decided to shut the government down. It's real pain for real Americans, and it's so frustrating.
I heard.
Boy. We want to get into this complete disgrace, breaking a complete defeat. Chuck Schumer is about to have a mental breakdown. The Schumer shutdown may finally finish off any chance of his political career continuing. Chuck Schumer is responsible for both the shutdown and mass firings of bureaucrats. Check this out.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. And I'm proud to be joined by my colleagues, Senators Durbin, Murray, and Klobuchar. So we see now Republicans are plunging America into a shutdown, rejecting bipartisan talks,
same script,
pushing a partisan bill, and risking America's health care, worst of all. A few moments ago, Republicans once again rejected Democrats' proposals to avoid a shutdown, fix health care premiums, and spare Americans the calamity of skyrocketing through the roof.
Healthcare premiums for the illegals, Chuck? For your sweet illegals? Chuck? Do you still know how? Do you know how to turn on the grill, Chuck? Did you get that grill fired up yet, Chuck? Did the grill finally turn on, Chuck? Or do you have illegals working at your house, Chuck? I think Chuck's harboring illegals. They're cooking his hamburgers for him because he can't turn on the grill himself. That's what I think been going on. They've been in there cooking for Chuck, doing everything around his house, making him soup and bread and meat. Yeah, I'm telling you what's going on. Chuck done hired them illegals. We know what's going on. Hey, I'm just saying, I threw it out there. They in there making them hamburgers. Yeah. Because he can't seem to turn the grill on. Oh, Chuck.
Healthcare costs. Republicans blocked it again, once again. So now 2 times, Republicans have failed to get enough votes to avoid a shutdown. They've got to sit down and negotiate with Democrats to come to a bill that both parties can support. They didn't do that in the past. Their bill, they call it clean, we call it totally partisan.
Well, go to hell, Chuck.
There was no input from Democrats. Not a single line in their bill had input from Democrats. They never consulted us. Thune didn't consult me. Johnson didn't consult.
You lying, scamming dog, you, Chuck. They ought to walk your butt out in handcuffs. We need term limits and handcuffs.
Hakeem. And the bottom line is that we had a partisan bill. You don't pass partisan bills, CR. When I was majority leader, we passed 13 of these bills, not one shutdown. You want to know why? It's because we negotiated with them. They didn't. And that's why they have failed now twice. Now, why do we care so much about them negotiating with us? It's not a point of pride. It's because Americans are hurting with higher costs throughout the country. Some of it's tariffs, some of it's energy costs, some of it's food costs. But one of the main reasons, and the one with the most immediate impact on raising Americans' costs, is skyrocketing costs of health care, all done by the Republicans. We have now learned that the
You just can't make this up, man. Trump has broke the Democrat Party. He running off the same script. Then got his butt up here and just then lied. Straight through his teeth. You lying ass dog. You know. But this is why people say the hell with you politicians. And they've been calling for your word to be removed long time ago, Chuck. We need handcuffs and term limits. Democrats ought to be ashamed of themselves, man. But hey, Trump has broke the Democrat Party, y'all. What do y'all think? Let me know in the comment section down below. I love y'all. God bless you and your family. And I will catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace and love, you guys.